Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with some more RimWorld today, continuing our Super 6 series, and this is episode number 9. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. So, if you are new to the series, it's supposed to be a high-tech, a supercharged kind of series with these soldiers who have been banished, but they rely on the technology to get by because it's just the 6 of them. Well, it's obviously not the most high-tech place. We're still rocking the dirt floors. Now, we could spend like 20 episodes getting ourselves up to speed to what technology level I feel is appropriate, or we could montage it out and speed up some of the colony's development, just basically getting the foundation, maybe digging out some more rooms here, but in other words, skipping through some of the boring parts, but still giving you guys a good preview of like what happens, so you're not missing out on anything. But I mean, up to this point, we've seen most of the raids he's going to throw at us until we really start to expand our wealth. It's not going to get much different, but I'll also include some of the fights and stuff in our little montage, but it won't take too long, certainly not the entire episode or anything like that. Like I said, I just want to get us to a point where I feel a little bit more advanced and we're maybe on the cusp of some of that cooler technology we discussed in the series. So, like I say, guys, get comfortable, sit back. I hope you enjoy the classic RimWorld music, and let's jump into it. Welcome back, everybody. So I hope that wasn't too long of a montage there. Let me know what you guys think of that down in the comment section. The idea occurred to me, and like I said, I wanted to fast forward at least somehow. I thought about doing a live stream, which I still think is possible, but that was one method of just kind of accelerating things, and unfortunately we didn't quite get as far as I'd wanted. I wanted to fill out our mechs a little bit more, develop the power still quite a bit, and of course keep researching. We're just getting into fabrication. In terms of genetics, I went ahead and I started to do that, but you can see I put this one on hold, went in for some prosthetics, but then I realized, oh, I need fabrication to get into the real bionics, so had to backtrack to the main page. So that's what we're working on now, just in terms of research. Like I said, didn't quite nearly get as far as I'd wanted, but I don't want to do like a 30-minute montage, so maybe we'll do it again in the future, like I said. But with that said, I brought you guys back in an exciting moment here. We got ourselves a raid, so this could be a tough one. Now, it's not that big a threat point here. I actually sent off a nice little pod just full of a bunch of our wealth. You can see that the stockpile is pretty empty. Everything is filthy too, but we've got that in the works. So what I did was I made an ally with, I don't know, one of the factions here. Let's take a quick look. There it is. The Itados, and they were literally at negative 100%, like the worst relationship you could have. Boom, instant ally. So we sent them some really good stuff. Regardless, we've got to take on this raid, and they are dropping in right on top of us. So let's go ahead and tell our robots to, you know what, the robot I'm just going to switch off. Yep. All right, and the mechanoids, let's just grab both of these here, and where are they? I'm going to go ahead, we'll grab group 1, recruit them. We'll just put them in the freezer for right now. But everybody else needs to get ready here. And I have no idea where they're dropping in at. But I'm also going to make sure that the animals here, at least the ones which aren't injured too terribly and are full grown, even if they're pregnant, I don't care. They're in the fight now. So let's go. Okay. That looks good. I think everything is pretty well set up. Oh, let me go ahead and put all the other animals in the barn real quick. Okay, there we go. So we are set. Like I said, let's find out where these guys are coming in at. All right, unpausing. Oh, look at that. They're actually coming up right to the front lines. Now that's interesting. We've got 2 people in the hospital. Damn, I really hope our mortars don't get destroyed. Shoot. I'm a little worried about these 2. Let's just have them chill right here. Is this door held open? No. All right. Yeah, let's not have them try and run through here. But if we, let's see. We do have a shield there. Wow, both of the people over here have the shields. That's not good. It'd be great if one of these folks had a shield over here. Okay, there's somebody with the shock lance. Let's get ready for that too. In fact, Axel, why don't you go ahead and move up a little bit there, buddy. Now, where is Animal? Animal's missing a leg. Oh, snap. Look at that. All right, they're distracted right away. That's good. Get them. Take them out before... Oh, minigun. That's what we want. All right, let me see. Where's that shock lance? Nope, Animal's not quite in the fight yet. There we go. I've actually got an order set right now for minigun. Good quality. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty huge. Winters is getting shot. Don't think we need the shield right now, though. All right, Animal, where the hell are you, bro? Oh, get your animals into it. Let's go. Yes, don't forget, too, enemies explode upon death. So, boom, there they go. Was that it? That was a tiny little raid, but like I said, we did dispense with a whole bunch of wealth. So, look at the animals. They've got bloodlust. They were rushing right for him, but he got away. That's okay with me. I don't really care. Ultimately, we came out pretty good here. Look at this. We got somebody who's just burned up. Oh, they've got the psychic shock. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, of course, if you're a new viewer, enemies explode. All entities do, actually, not just enemies, but the animals will explode. and our own colonists will explode upon death. Now, not to mention, all our people are sterilized, so we're not having any kids for this one, and they all have stacks, cortical stacks. So if we get the right research, we should be able to basically make him immortal. All right, let's capture Teddy before he goes on a rampage. All right, everything is pretty good. So, well, this is the colony as it stands right now. You can see we're still working on some sterile tile in the hospital. We've got our indoor growing operation going. It's not quite filled out, but I have almost abandoned this one down here totally. In fact, you can see I'm actually deleting these now just because it's a little too dangerous to come out here and continually be farming so far away from the base. So once we finish off this last little field, in fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's just get rid of this thing. Delete, please. There it is. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the status of the colony, guys, and we're back in the action. So I hope you're ready. Prepare yourself, because I feel like Randy is going to be hitting us a lot today. I was just monitoring the healing efforts going on here in our little hospital, and I noticed that we've actually got some thrombo milk in stock now. So yeah, we've got one bottle of it. It's very, very valuable stuff, and if you're unfamiliar, it comes with the Thrombo extension mod, a really cool mod. I love this mod. In fact, I always play with it almost all the time, but it basically just makes it so that thrombos can be milked, at least the female ones can, of course, and they also produce wool as well. I've mentioned this previously, but we're going to look at the milk here right now. So yeah, you can see that even the description here, the details are broken down, how often you get the milk, you know, just like you would a thrombo or a muffalo or something like that. But anyway, the milk itself is more than just food. In fact, I don't know if it actually has any nutritional value whatsoever, but it does give you 20% blood filtration, 20% blood pumping, and reduction of pain. So it's essentially a medicine, drug category medical. That's why I've got it in the hospital stored with our medicines. It's a healing thing, so blood filtration and pumping will accelerate the healing process, at least by a small amount. But yeah, you can see it's stored right here on our nice little shelf. Now, ideally, I'm probably going to put, in fact, let's just go ahead and do it now. We'll go to our storage tab. There it is, and the wonderful wall refrigerator. So I'm going to slap, we'll start with one, but this is going to be for the herbal medicine, because even though it does last for like multiple years, I think, at least a year and a half, it will eventually expire. So we want to get it into a cold storage, and that'll free up a bunch of room for hopefully one day the industrial and glitter world medicines that we'll start to acquire and stuff. But just a little look at our hospital, which is still unfinished, but one day is going to be the premium hospital here on the Rim. Well, I wanted to show you the prisoner release from that latest raid, but I missed it myself, so no big deal. But I have just been setting the prisoners to release, because if we try and execute them or anything, you know, harvest all the organs, they explode on death, which is not fun. So I'm just releasing them. Having a little bit of extra influence is good. In fact, I think the Blue Moon Corporation, they might be the next ones I try to ally with here. Boom. That way we won't get hit with them anymore, and maybe they'll start sending traders our way. They are, of course, I believe they come from the Sparkling Worlds mod. They're a modded faction. Let's go to them. It doesn't show them. Maybe I can find that information in another place, but I would bet that I think it's the Sparkling Mods world that adds that faction, because they are kind of a higher tech one. But anyway, the point is we got more than just a prisoner and a little bit of faction influence out of that raid. Check it out. We got ourselves a Gauss rifle. Oh, we also got this burn gauntlet, which is pretty amazing. Sparkling Worlds mod. The Gauss rifle comes from Vanilla Weapons Expanded coil guns, and of course, if we look at our handy dandy weapons tab, another mod, it shows us kind of the overall breakdown, compares all the weapons, labels them here from top to bottom. So we got minigun on top. The Gauss rifle is number 2. I'm pretty sure this is like an uber powerful sniper rifle. Penetrating armor, piercing. It's like a one shot and then cooldown. Let's go ahead and give it to somebody. Now, Winters has currently taken over the minigun. Oh, yeah, you guessed it. He's trigger happy, too. So put that minigun in the hands of a trigger happy pawn, and you yourself are going to be a very happy player. Anyway, so who's good here? Axel can probably handle this. He's a 15 and will soon, I'm sure, one day be a 20. Aya's got a decent assault rifle. Axel and Silver. Oh, Silver, there it is. It's got to be Silver. Yeah, we'll give it to him. He's a little bit better shooter, but they definitely needed to get their weapons upgraded. So, unfortunately, nobody's going to be using the burn gauntlet. We'll just be probably putting that inside the pod here in a moment or two and sending it off back to the Blue Moons. But regardless, melee is just not advisable in a world where people explode on death. Just look at the state of these floors in here. Oh, this place is a disgusting mess, and it's been this way for days. Even the outdoors just seems filthy to me. We got all these chunks and stuff. Look at this, newly mined out section, still have rock debris all over them. But the good news is our mechanoid army is filling out. We've got a clean sweeper just about to pop out, waiting for Animal. Poor little Animal, missing his leg. Yeah, I think I mentioned, but I forgot to go into detail. Happened during the montage. We had a rat self-tame that Randy gave us. Thank you, Randy. And it got hit by lightning and literally exploded. All Animal was in the barn trying to tame or trying to train other thrumbos and whatnot. So this boy right here lost his leg, and it's a sad thing, but that's just the effects of these explosions. And let me tell you, I don't mean to harp on them, but I'm not going to say it was a mistake that I did the exploding on death. I mean, I certainly intended it when I put him on there, but I'm not going to do it again, certainly. It's good, though. I think it's fun to try it once, in a playthrough. And I would like to do another high-tech run, too, at some point, where we incorporate all kinds of different crazy mods, but maybe without the exploding on death. Regardless, it definitely makes the run more of a challenge. Well, do you know that the Agrahand is definitely next on our list, but thanks to Miss Aya here and a couple of the other pawns who have the planting ability, our little indoor garden is flourishing, although it's not quite fully planted, you can see, but I figured we'd do a little close-up on this real quick since we've been zoomed out on it for so long. But so I really don't think we'll need more than 9 cells of these, but this just gives you an idea of how I set these up. I like to go with, starting off at least 4 different small growing zones. Just do individual stuff, the essentials, a little bit of rice, corn, some heel root. Olives are a modded plant. They're very, very high yield. So I like those a lot. But anyway, we got some hay over here. This is some potato. And this big field is some psychoid plant. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. So we got to keep those drugs up and running for sure. But regardless, what you do with the soil, of course, I've mentioned this briefly before, but we set up a digging spot outdoors here, and you get up, or I do about 800 piles of dirt. That's enough to fill 2 of these cells here. Each one is about 400 piles of dirt. Then, in order to bump it up to the next fertility level, you're going to need to research that stuff too. You want to go to garden soil, which you're going to get by cremating into fertilizer. What we want is fertilizer. There's another way to do it too. Obviously, this depends on having human corpses right there, but you can do it here at the butcher table too if you use compost starter and then turn that into fertilizer. So that's the secondary method, and I think you might be able to do that completely vegetarian. It does say raw food there, so it shows the weird, strange meat from Anomaly, but again, this might be a potential vegetarian route. It does take wood, though, interestingly enough, but there we go. Just a quick little rundown, and of course, the pillars are heated sun lamps, too, so keeps it nice and warm inside our garden area. Our girl Gizmo is hard at work installing some concrete flooring here. It's basically temporary, ups their walk speed, makes it look a little bit nicer and stuff too. So you can see we finally got the silver we needed for our hospital floors. Oh shoot, look, I missed a spot there. Hold on. We got one more to install. Those stupid roof supports. Anyway, so we now have a transport pod ready to go. It's got quite a lot of stuff in it. I don't know if it's quite as valuable as the last one. I don't think it's going to be an instant. Oh, shoot, that's beyond our range. Uh-oh. All right, we'll put that on hold while I get these jokers to put some more chem fuel in there. I don't know if we have it. We might have to start converting organics into chem fuel to. And we are a hungry chem fuel colony. Let me tell you, I've been churning out the high explosive shells. I've even built a couple of flame turrets here. So of course those require a bit of chem fuel to build and to maintain. But I've been thinking about the front lines and stuff. And again, this exploding on death is making me rethink a lot of my strategies. So one thing I want to do is move these turrets out of the behind the lines. This is where our people stand, you know what I'm saying? And I've had explosions now where the entire side of the wall will get destroyed because the enemy all bunch up right here going for the turrets. So I think I'm going to basically construct some walls and put these turrets out in the center. Of course, these things are embrasures, so we'll be able to shoot through them, or well, our turrets should be. And I've tried to situate it so that they won't cause too much of a blockage to our own gunfire. And I mean, essentially, we can still shoot through these two as long as the door is not in our way, but it's probably not smart with the turret there. Regardless, like I say, it's just a thought. We'll give it a try on our next big raid, hopefully if our constructoids get things up and running here. But nonetheless, we got a lot of work to do still at the colony to make it safe. Well, we've got hostiles on the map, but don't worry, it's nothing crazy. Just a few shamblers. Not a large horde this time, but we're still going to take them out. I don't like having them this close to the front area if somebody wanders over here by mistake. So this Gauss rifle it's not quite what I thought it was. It's definitely got multi-shot capacity, but it's also kind of buggy. It leaves these trails on the map, which is weird, but oh well. Maybe we'll de-equip it, find something better, but ultimately it seems like a pretty potent weapon, so we might still keep it around. Regardless, while we're out here, oh, there's still one more. I was going to say, while we're out here, we can do a little bit of... Where the hell is he going? Get out of here, animal. Yeah, we can do a little bit of hunting, too. It's always better, I've found, just to, instead of setting my colonists to hunt, just have them come out here and shoot some of the wildlife to death. Boom, there we go. Beautiful. Take out the ostrich. Oh, yeah, this is, like I said, this is the simplest way, the safest way. If I have them come out here and hunt, this is what ends up happening, and they'll come up to try and finish it off in melee, and it explodes in their face and they lose a kidney or worse. So this is, like I say, our preferred method. Very good. All right, and one more thing to touch on here before we move on. I know that we haven't been doing too much with the contracts and stuff, but I've been keeping an eye on it, and I've got Winters currently working on 5 or 6 bolt action rifles to fulfill a contract here. Let me show you what the markup on those is too. Oh no, I just called up the window and I was searching through here and I think they've already dropped off. Damn it, it was like a 400% markup, so it was huge. It was like $8,000 for 6 of these rifles. But yeah, you can see they do all have a time limit, and it's pretty random. Like the 2 triples, that falls off in 5.5 days, and I just didn't even bother to look at it. Dang it. There's some other things on here that may be possible, but we'd kind of have to get lucky. I don't know. Yeah, dang it. Well, we wasted a little bit of steel and resources doing it, but we definitely wasted a lot of poor Winter's time. I'm sorry, buddy. Don't worry, we'll get you on to some more productive stuff. Shoot, I was really hoping to fulfill that contract because we are very low on silver. After laying out all these sterile tiles, Yeah, that's kind of eaten into my silver stash. And this is eventually going to be our research laboratory. So I'm going to need to fill this up with some more sterile tile as well. But one thing, too, I want to note is I am starting to stockpile brains. That's right. We've got 3 brains going in. And I've got a particular mod here that's going to put those to use. There it is. I'm looking for the research tab here. And if we go to brain in a jar, that's what it's called. So I'm going to get to work on this pretty substantial tier research, 7,500 points, and it just gets even harder. But essentially, you can have these things research for you, as far as I understand it, or it just might supercharge our actual research multiplier so that when, what's her name, Gizmo goes to research, she's going to be like Einstein level. But yeah, and of course there's different tiers, so we can get dual brain processors, quad brain, and they do quite literally use brains as part of the ingredient or resource for building those machines. So it's one of the fun little mods we've got going on. And of course, hopefully it'll help compensate the fact that we've only got 6 colonists. You know, we're going to put some extra brains onto the problem. But anyway, guys, I think that'll do it for today's episode. Just like I said, trying to get caught up and accelerate the progress here of the colony. I think we did well. Oh, and I'm also going to include some of the conflicts, some of the little bitty raids that Randy threw at me during that montage. Wasn't very much. There was one in particular, a big shambler horde that came through, which almost killed us, but we came out on top. So like I say, stick around for another few minutes and you get to see that. It's going to be accelerated a little bit, not quite as much as the first montage. But anyway, once again, guys, let me know what you think about this episode down in the comments. I'm very curious about your opinions. Thank you so much for joining me. And of course, the series will continue. So I hope you guys will stay subscribed, hit that like button for me, and I will see you all on the next one. Hey everyone, I just want to give a personal thank you to my Patreon supporters. Their contributions help make my work possible, and I am tremendously grateful to them. I'd also like to extend an invitation to you to help support my work on Patreon as well. Your donations allow me to upgrade my PC and avoid the dreaded hardware despair. It also gives me more time to devote to new projects and create longer content such as live streaming. No matter what you decide, thank you for visiting my channel.